Now that our slide layers and definitions are already set up, let's go ahead and just create a button to evaluate what the learner enters in this text box. So we do that by just inserting a default button. Of course, if you wanted to, you can create your own custom buttons as well, or spend some time making this look the way you like it. And select the button and then just type search. And the first trigger that I want to add, the first thing I want to do is really just send the learners to that error layer. So I'm going to get this out of the way. So this is a straight up trigger. So we click add trigger and we want to show a layer, right? In this case, we want to show the error layer whenever the user clicks this button. All right. Now the next trigger is when we start to add the conditions. We want to send them to a cat layer if this value equals cat. And here's how this works. So we already have one trigger on this button and we can add multiple triggers. Go ahead and create a new one. So this time we're going to show a layer, and let's say we'll just go through the list. We'll go through the dog, show layer when the user clicks the button. However, we need to have a condition, right? We need to make this button different than this error button. And that is on the condition that this text entry, what we call definition, is equal to dog. So we click the plus sign, and our variable is definition, so that's what we name the text box, is equal to, and the value is dog. Click OK. And so everything here looks about the same as that first trigger, only this time we added a condition. Do this if this is equal to dog. Click OK. And you see that the new trigger is actually right below that first trigger. Real important point here in Storyline, in this interaction and any interaction, and that is trigger order matters. So the way Storyline looks at this is because its Storyline's going to go through this first trigger, and it would do this, but because there's another one here, another trigger, it's going to evaluate these top to bottom. So it would show us the layer, but then we have another trigger right here that says show dog if it's equal to dog. And the way we'll keep going through this is we'll just duplicate this layer, this trigger, and then change it to each layer for each new term. So we want to have this error trigger at the top. You move this anywhere else, and you could see that you'll just get a blank slide each time. Or I'm sorry, it would actually just show you the error layer rather than actually the definition. So here's what this will look like. Let's go ahead and just select this one. And this is how fast you can work once you get these initial two triggers set up. We want to make one for the cat. So what we can do is select this copy button and then paste. And now I have two triggers, really duplicates, but they're both linking to the dog layer. So let's make this second one cat. So I can select the little icon, select cat, if definition is equal to CAT, cat. And so I can just keep duplicating this trigger for every slide layer term that I have. I only have two here, so that's all I need. And that's it. So let's go ahead and preview our interaction. So if I type in nothing, I get my error. If I type in cat, that's not cat. It goes to the dog layer. And if I type in dog, it goes to the cat's layer. So what do we do? Well, we just got mixed up. So dog is going to cat, so I need to make this, well, probably the easier way would be just change the dog to the cat and the cat to the dog. So I didn't catch that, or maybe I did. No, but just want to make sure these two are equal, right? The layer is equal to the actual term. So let's try it one more time. Cats, dog, and nothing. So that's it. So yes, it's a little bit more manual work. You're going to need a trigger and a slide layer for every term that you work with. But if you have one of those projects where you need a little bit more control over the look and feel as well as the functionality of the glossary, then building them on your own is the way to go.